boys and girls. We've got a few different ELA activities today, but our main focus is going to be that you can fix when things don't make sense while you read. The fancy way of saying that is monitor and clarify. So monitoring means asking yourself, did I understand that? And clarify means to make things clear. It's what you do if you didn't understand part of the story. So as you read Stinkin' the Freaky Frog Freakout, you're going to be monitoring to make sure everything makes sense as you go. And if something doesn't make sense, you're going to use strategies to clarify and figure it out. So let's dig into that a little more. As you're reading, maybe at the end of every page or every paragraph, ask yourself, did that make sense? Did I understand what I just read? If the answer is yes, keep reading. But if the answer is no, you need to do some fixing up strategies to figure it out. If it's just one word that's confusing, you can try and sound it out or decode it again. You can look for context clues. Maybe there's some other clues on the page or in the picture. You can replace it with another word that might make sense there and see if that fixes things. Or you could even look up the word in a dictionary or glossary or using a website like dictionary.com, maybe merriam-webster.com, whatever you prefer. If it's a whole section of the text is confusing, like maybe a whole paragraph was just what happened there, I don't know. Well, you could make some notes about what confused you in the edges of your book. The My Books are great for that because you can write on them. You could think about what you do know. You could reread and look for details you might have missed. Maybe it'll make more sense the second time you read it. Or you could look at pictures and text features to see if they help you. So, as you read Stinkin' the Freaky Frog Freakout, either reading it to yourself using your My Book, or listening to the video I've included in this lesson and reading along with it, you're going to monitor and clarify while you work. If it's the video, you might pause it, use those strategies, and rewind a little bit, go back a bit. And if it's the page itself, you might reread or use those other strategies here. I want to go over a couple tricky vocabulary words in this story. The first one I want to talk to you about is annual. It's an adjective, it's a describing word, and it describes something that happens once a year. So we would say that Thanksgiving is an annual holiday because it happens once a year. Pause the video for a moment and think about some other annual events. What other things do you know about that happen only once a year? Those are annual events. The next word I want to talk to you about is recited. Recited is a verb. It's an action word. If it happens right now, you would say recite or reciting if you're doing it right this minute. But in the past, it would be recited. If you recited something, that means you said it aloud after you had learned it. Maybe you memorized something and then said it out loud in front of your family. You would be reciting it. Here is the word in a sentence. Lucas had practiced the speech in his head, but he felt nervous as he recited it in front of the class. So pause the video and think about, when is a time you have recited something? The last word I want to talk to you about from this story is protested. This is another verb. You could also say protest or protesting if it's happening now, and protested would be happened in the past. If you protested, you said why you didn't agree with a statement or an idea. So in this picture, you see workers protesting, well, actually, excuse me, we don't know that about this picture. My example sentence is the workers protested when they disagreed with the company's new rules. But on this picture, all of their signs are backward. So what do you think this crowd might be protesting about? What idea do they disagree with? You can also protest something with your words and your behavior. Maybe there is a new bedtime. You have to go to bed 2 hours earlier, and you might protest that idea and tell your family why you disagree. You don't think that's a good idea. So that was just my silly example, but have you ever protested against something at home? That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.